give you the option.
Welcome to The Option, episode 3. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today. On the show with me, as always, I got Phil back, we got Nick, we got Frank, and finally joining us for the first time since we restarted, Sammy. What's going on, Sam?
You're welcome. That's all I have to say. I've graced you finally with my presence.
Okay, now you can leave. Thanks for coming.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All of the Sam fans.
Hey guys, what's
heard his
happening?
voice.
Long time no see. How you guys doing?
We're good, man. We missed you. It's been a while. I mean, I didn't think you were going to show up after Thursday night's debacle there, but I'm glad
what
you
happened?
came and made
What
it.
happened on Thursday?
You got a bad memory, eh? It's that long ago?
It's not
Is
even
that,
5
I
minutes
tried
into
to.
the show,
More of
James.
us.
Yeah, I don't waste time.
Yeah,
we go straight at it.
It's
There's
more of
no waste
suppressing
time.
the memories more than a bad memory. Like I kind of
Is that
push
what it
those
is?
to the.
Is that what you call losing to a quarterback who has not played a game all season and no starting running back on that team? Is that what you call that? Or
I don't recall. I
at
don't
home
recall.
when you're favored and your pretty much whole team was there? Is that no? Okay.
Come on, give
Well,
the
listen.
guy a
At least we
break.
have the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs. So there's that.
Oh, is
They
that
made it to the
long
Super
ago?
Bowl,
You're-
so.
Okay, all right. Yeah, they did. You guys did.
Not
but
just
they
not
did.
the other way. This record.
I mean, if you watch this season, you could be fooled easily that they were Super Bowl champions at one point.
Well, we're in the same bracket,
real.
so anything can
For
happen.
those that
boys.
don't recall, Sam is a Broncos fan. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
thought I would rip him up as we started just so he catches. We have a lot of show to go. We got to make up for lost time with Sammy, so we're just going right into it.
Catching up.
Gentlemen,
Isn't
you
it
guys
bad
doing
enough?
okay?
Yeah, pretty good. Isn't
Yeah,
it bad enough
yeah.
though that he is the Broncos fan already? Like that
Yeah,
should
but
be.
that's why we're adding in all the insults right now.
Well, you know
All right,
what?
just making
I'd
sure.
rather be a Broncos fan than a Cowboys fan, and certainly, I mean, we also
I gotta
have
go.
the Frank's
Wait,
team there. What
Cowboys
are
are
they?
5-1 last I checked. I think being a Cowboy fan's a
Well,
good thing
yeah.
right now.
100%.
Any terrible day being a Lions fan is still a better day than being a Cowboys fan, right, Frank?
Bring it on. I've been through everything, man. 116, 17. Nothing. Don't worry
That's not
about it.
helping this case.
Players
The
out in
Lions
the
are still
field.
rebuilding. They've been on a
66-yard
rebuild
field
project for over
goals.
30 years.
Well,
Chloe
it's, hey,
Harrington.
rebuild
It's
since
okay.
inception. Really,
Yeah,
it's one of those things where they're
exactly.
it's a
I don't
It's
continual
always a
rebuild.
rebuild. Always looking
But
One
how
of these
long-
years,
Fresh
they'll be out of the
freshman.
rebuild and they'll be
That's
into
right.
the second year of a rebuild. We're still waiting for it. But one of these years.
Frank, how are those kneecaps tasting? That's what I want to know. I was looking
Needs a little-
forward to the kneecap.
Needs
biting
a little
and stuff.
barbecue sauce, I think.
especially
It's
when
just
they
a
get
slow-
into the red zone.
It's a slow cook, low and slow. Week
Okay.
15, 16.
They
it'll
went
be
from most feared because everyone thought they were going to bite kneecaps to crying. I mean, the coach has been crying the last few weeks. I'm not even scared of them anymore. Now it's just, I feel bad. I want them to win, but
But was that not the most entertaining game of Madden you've ever seen?
Reminded me of me actually playing Madden. I was like, what am I watching here?
Like, it was bananas.
Oh,
I had
man.
such a good time watching that game. I thought I was watching it to watch Stafford kick the crap out of the Lions, but it turned out to be really good. I mean, if Jared Goff could get past the fact that the red zone means you have an opportunity to score and not that
You
you're
could
going to be
actually-
attacked by the other team and gobbled up, because in the last 3 weeks, they're at 25% touchdowns in the red zone. And aside from that, they look great.
He could have
Aside
kicked
from
from down
that-
low. It would have
aside
been
from
a
the
3-point
scoring
game.
thing, everything else is working out well.
hey, I got the only guy that scores
kick
on their
field
team,
goals.
DeAndre Swift, so I've been like,
They don't kick him, though.
love your kickers.
They don't kick him.
oh man. Okay, enough. We'll get to that later. Let's get into our show. So for those of you who've been with us last 2 weeks, we've kind of done some roundup of going through all of the games and whatnot and giving you guys recaps and all that. We decided to change things up today, and we are actually going to go through some topics that we thought were really relevant in the NFL right now and deep dive into some really good discussions. So our first topic of the day, I mean, the person we're going to talk about needs no introduction. He is the great Tom Brady. We are here to talk about his 600th touchdown and the ball that was passed on to a fan by Mr. Mike Evans and the whole fiasco that happened since then. Gentlemen, have you guys, I'm assuming you've seen this because everybody across this guy's been
How
on
can you
talk
not?
shows. This guy's been everywhere, right? So my first question, would you have given the ball back? Because I wouldn't.
Hell
So-
no.
No.
Under the presumption that you knew it was the 600th touchdown and you were actually watching the big board, because they obviously announced it in the stadium, there was probably a big graphic saying 600, then absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
I
It
think
makes no sense.
Yeah, I think whatever Brady has given him or will potentially give him down the road, Bitcoin, whatever, it's still not worth it for this guy. I mean, listen, I know the sentimental value to Brady. I get all that stuff. But I mean, that ball it's history. He had history in his hands. Who knows what value that would bring in
They
auction.
said, so an auctioneer said it was between 500 and 750,000.
That might even be low. Yeah.
Would have put it at.
Yeah.
Apparently afterwards, they've actually said it could probably go as high as up to $1 million.
Yeah.
That ball there.
Yeah,
So-
those are estimated values.
So that's what they're looking at. You're looking between 500,000 and $1 million.
A pair of Jordan
right?
shoes just went the other day for 1.4 million.
Yeah.
Those
I'm
were his own,
sorry.
weren't they? Yeah.
Jordan is not going to be as big as an athlete as Tom Brady will be in the end of the day.
No.
Tom Brady
So,
will be the greatest American athlete ever.
Well, okay, let's look
Well,
at what
that's a
the guy
different
did
debate.
get.
Yep.
Right? Let's look at what the guy did get. So the guy got, I believe it was an autographed jersey by Brady, a game-worn
Two.
helmet. Was it 2 jerseys by Brady?
It's, I believe, 2 jerseys from Brady, a helmet from Brady, all
Right.
autographed, a Mike Evans signed jersey, and his
Yeah.
game-worn cleats.
Right?
He's getting $1,000 at the store.
At their store.
Yeah.
That
And
made
he's
me laugh.
getting basically 2 passes for the remainder of this season and next year
right.
for season tickets, in a sense.
Yes.
And then now today, Brady gifted him a 1 Bitcoin.
Okay, so all in all, we're
And-
looking at that being probably between $100,000 to $150,000 worth of stuff. Is that what we're saying?
More or less, yeah, probably.
Somewhere
Maybe
in
And
that
he's gonna
ballpark.
play, and he's
Yeah.
gonna play around the golf with Brady.
No, he says he would like a round of golf with Brady.
Yeah.
He's gonna,
but
he's not,
Brady's
he's not
not
gonna
Brady
golf
golf
with
hasn't
that
said
guy.
yes to that
No
yet.
way
Okay.
he's golfing.
Brady gave him the
So from-
Bitcoin instead.
Yeah,
He's like, no.
no.
I mean, it got better with the Bitcoin because that's probably around the 75,000 mark, somewhere there, as long as, Bitcoin doesn't drop in the next, little bit there before he cashes that out or whatnot. But I mean, it's still not close to what he would have got. I just think he kind of got hosed. I think he made a mistake. And even Brady said it yesterday. I don't know if you guys caught the Monday night game there where people joined the Mannings. Well, Brady was one of the guys. And Brady actually said it. He goes, I would have kept the ball. He also said once the guy gave the ball to our trainers, he lost all his leverage. So all this stuff was
100%.
actually determined after. They did sit down, they brought him to a room, and they went through some stuff that he would want. But man, did he get hosed in my eyes. I mean, it got a little better with the Bitcoin, but I still think he lost out. That was life-changing money he could have had.
100%.
But
And
it's not
why
bad
is
for
no one
going to a
talking
game
about?
and-
Sorry, Frank. Why is no one talking about the fact that Mike Evans basically didn't step up at all? Like literally, he's the guy that gave him the ball. Wasn't he paying attention? Wasn't
And
he
laughed about
didn't
it
he
on
know
the
what the hell was
bench.
going on?
When they pointed it
Gave
out,
away
he's
the
like,
other balls too,
"What?
though."
Really? I gave him away oh man, I gave that ball away. Oh no.
Like
Come on, man.
like it's come on. Like I
It's
mean,
not
Mike
his
Evans was
record.
on a touchdown, spree yesterday though, or Sunday.
I
He
get
gave
it.
every
but
ball
he
away. He
doesn't
gave them
know
all
what
out.
he
and
gives
and
the
that
ball
was-
away all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah, we're 601,
Guys,
602,
You don't think they're
603.
talking about it's $5.99, it's $5.99. Tom, you're gonna do it. It's
They
almost
should've.
600. Da 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 da. It's on the big board. Like I mean, talk about situational awareness, right? Like I
The
don't
best
know.
was Mike Evans didn't have that ball to begin with. Some other player on the Bucs had it, and then Evans called for it, so the
To
guy
give it
gave
away.
it to him, and then he went and gave it away.
So
That's
two people
hilarious.
are to blame.
So two people, yeah.
Hey,
The first guy that had it,
It was
Maybe
probably
they did
some
a
ball
swap.
boy though.
Maybe they did
Yeah.
a swap.
Oh, no,
Somebody else probably has the
player.
ball.
I would have
should
tucked that
photo
ball
match.
in my jacket and headed for the doors, got all my friends to help me, whoever was with me, and tried to get out of there. Find
you'd be by
security,
yourself is what you're
something
saying.
to. Sorry?
You'd be by yourself, is what you're saying. You said all your friends, so
Who invited this guy? How did we let you back in here?
just saying.
If I have no friends, what are you four doing here? Huh? Huh?
I had
I'm
no
just here
choice.
so I won't get fined.
Nice. The thing is with
But
the
hey,
ball,
not bad for
Go ahead,
not
Frank.
bad just going to a football game and a ball that he was never supposed to get that Evans messed up.
I agree.
Yeah,
I
that's not
totally
bad.
agree.
Come on.
But at the same time, once you had it in your hands, that changes the whole perspective of this now. And now it's like you went from you had a chance at almost $1 million to okay, 100 and something thousand. I get it. It's still better than zero. But at the same time, I mean, the NFL and the players know that this guy's being undervalued. That ball going back to Brady. I mean, Brady doesn't need $1 million. That ball goes to him. Buy it off the guy for what it's worth. Don't do it to shortchange this
Don't
guy
rip him
after.
off.
I do
And
slightly.
it shouldn't be Brady. It should be Evans because Evans is the one that screwed.
If you're
what
going
I'm
to blame
saying.
someone, yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm
But I
saying.
mean, I do kind of agree with Frank in the sense that I'm not in the extreme where I may have ran out of the stadium saying, hey, look, I got a big chunk of cash in my hands, because I'm trying to put myself in the position of the Tampa fan. I'm not a Tampa fan. So if it was San Francisco and, for example, let's
Nobody
say
would want it.
20 years from now, Trey Lance is throwing his 600th touchdown and I get that ball, I'm hoping.
This is also in Madden, right?
Did you just hear what he just said, guys? I don't want to skip over this.
Go back and say it's
this
Joe
nugget.
Montana.
But Joe Montana only had 297 touchdowns.
Oh,
Brady's
man.
doubled that.
20 years from now,
So
Unfortunately,
anyway,
Trey
we
Lance
get the
is throwing
point.
us.
As a fan of the team, okay, the biggest problem the guy made was not deciding to give the ball up. It's relinquishing the ball before he had a chance to negotiate what he was getting in return. I would not have gone into a meeting, say with Brady, and said, I want my $1 million. Let's get it appraised. Because I love this team. They just won a Super Bowl, yada, 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 yada. So I may be willing to have taken a package of gifts and store credit and a cash settlement, because then I could have made an argument that, look, I still possess this ball. You know what it's really worth. Okay. But I wouldn't have necessarily hosed him. So if
I would have
knew
wanted
at
to
the
know the
end,
value first.
if I knew at the end that I would have got what the guy currently got, I would have taken that. Roughly $100,000 in cash
on the spot,
and
on the
all
spot.
of these things to go into your man cave and whatever. I think I would have taken it. Yeah.
No, I would have
Nope.
wanted to know the full value of that ball before
You
negotiating
can't
anything.
though.
You'll
It's
never
worth-
know the full value.
it's
Yeah,
worth
but
whatever
I
Evans is
now
gonna pay for
we
it.
now know that the estimated value is between 500 and 700,000. That's what they
But
would
again,
sell
that's
at auction
estimated.
for that
But
ball.
call me
Yeah, but
crazy.
you don't know
but
the-
I turned to my wife and I
But
said
still-
that ball's worth at least $250,000, and I'm not an auction.
Even that.
I'm already
Yeah.
telling you I'm willing to settle for 100 and all of those extra gifts as a fan of the team.
I mean, Fanch, man. I mean, this is really about money. I think that, Brady said it himself. He's a businessman. He's business minded. Anybody listen, you're caught up in the emotions. I get the guy probably, was all caught up and hyped and whatever. He was on TV. He probably didn't realize what the hell was going on either. And he just gave it back. So I don't blame him for that. But, hindsight being 2020, I would have done the dash as well and said, okay, guys, come get me and I'll give you the ball back if it's worth it. If not, then so be it. It'd be like the Squid Games getting out of that parking lot, though. I mean, I think they'd get murdered. Have you guys been to Tampa lately? It's not the best place to be.
We're getting to this time. Easy way or the hard way, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I totally respect that opinion too, because I mean, $1 million is nothing to shake anything at, right? Like that's a lot of money for anybody, regardless of what your financial situation is.
And then once some guy says, "Oh, he's got the Brady ball," everyone's going to go try and get it. They're going to tackle him.
100%.
But that's why I think the security guards would have stepped in and tried to escort him out.
And
that's
then stolen the
right.
ball
They
themselves.
work for the team, man. They don't work for
and then
that guy.
and then take it themselves. Yeah.
I guarantee you, whatever he
come
got,
this way around this back alley. There's a secret exit.
Yeah, exactly.
Never see that guy again.
I guarantee whatever he
Cowboy.
got, there's a significant other at home that is saying, "You did what? I can't believe you did that. You know what that money could have done?
Could have paid our
Blah, blah, blah."
mortgage.
So this guy's
with a stupid helmet
you're
in the
Mortgage,
purse.
that's the whole house, Phil.
you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. You know what I mean? Like this guy's like,
But it is nice to think about.
true.
I think the Bitcoin that came out today was because I think Brady felt bad.
Of course he did.
Seeing this guy get ripped on in a lot of talk shows today and whatnot, I think they realized that he kind of got hosed in what he should have got and what the value of that ball was. So I think Brady did that. And it was really nice of Brady to do that on top, but it's still not the value of that ball. We may never know what the value of that ball is, but
not
I still
gonna know
think it's
ever.
significantly higher than what he got.
So my thing is this: Brady's a multi millionaire. Like he's worth
Correct.
probably
So is his wife.
$100 million, whatever, probably a couple $100 million. I don't know. And his wife too. So what I'm saying is, even if he gave him $1 million, he would have made that money back eventually anyway. Like had his kids or whatever sold that ball down the road. So really, Brady still ripped him off. Like if you think about it, because he had the money and he could have paid what it was and said, you know what, it's worth it. At some point somebody's going to get full value for this ball. It's going to go into a museum or whatever the case may be. It'd be no skin off his back. I think it's cheesy, to be honest. I'd rather have nothing than what he's offering. But that's because I also hate Brady.
But then look at
maybe I should.
But look at what you said before, right? Why is Brady the one that has to pay for this right now and not Mike Evans doing something? So in that sense, I mean, if I'm Brady and I want this ball, I'm not going to give this guy $1 million for, whatever happened. I want the ball, but like, come on, that's steep in what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to pay for my ball that I did, and this guy gave it away.
It also depends where this ball goes. If it's going to Canton, the NFL should have forked in the money for the ball.
Yeah.
And if it ends up there,
when it's all said and done, Brady says get $650. Is this ball even going to be worth that much? Like he's got.
That's a good point.
It'd still be worth because it's the first 600. No one hit that.
Yeah, but
right. So whatever he finishes with will be the next ball that's worth something because that's the record at that point. But 600 is still the
Brady
first.
plays 2 more years. He's at 700.
Yeah,
and then that'll be worth too.
Yeah.
But that's why you sell now. So I would put this up for auction now if I had that ball. Get it out because you know that Brady's breaking the record with every throw
because he hasn't retired. Yeah.
It's still a piece of history, though, right? Like 600 is still a piece of history.
$5.99, get a discount, big discount,
wholesale. Well,
oh man,
it's interesting.
Well, anyways, we'll see if there's anything else that comes out of this. But I see some. This is a topic that a lot of people are torn on, whether he got bamboozled or not in this. But I mean, you're right, Frank. The one thing you are right about is you went to the game expecting nothing, and he's walking away with $100,000 worth of stuff. So. He's still winning in the eyes of most people.
Basically, have to watch a Bears game. It's pretty good consolation.
All right, let's move on to topic number 2, gentlemen. I got a very interesting question. We've kind of brought it up already. What is wrong with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs?
You're seeing stars right now.
Absolutely nothing. They have the same record as the Broncos, so it's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's going to be working out just fine.
Well, we know something's wrong with the Broncos, so technically, there's something there.
Honestly, the first thing and the biggest thing is just turnovers. They're giving up the ball. I mean, maybe Mahomes, but the turnovers itself is just causing problems, and their defense cannot keep up right now with anybody.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
He's making stupid plays, like just scrambling and then just throwing it up there right into a defender. I don't understand.
But a lot of his throws I'm noticing are getting tipped. They're hitting his actual guy, and normally those are caught, and now they're getting into the chest
Normally
and
caught? Really? The ball hits Tyreek Hill in the face every 3 throws.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. I really dislike
Tyreek Hill. You don't like Tyreek Hill very much. You got a little bit of bias there, I think.
I cannot stand it when guys make multiple unaffected drops in a game. It drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Not to defend Mahomes, he leads the league in turnovers at the quarterback position. But
I didn't tie Zach Wilson.
I think
he's tied with Zach Wilson. Yes, let's pick on poor Zach Wilson because they don't have enough problems over there in New York.
That's not somebody you want to be tied with, though. That's
not. It's really not.
No.
But Kansas City,
I think he might be trying to do too much.
Yeah,
exactly. I think, I don't know. I think he's trying to make things happen when, almost like if you think about Lamar last year when he wasn't in the pocket, he was scrambling, he was doing a lot of things, and he was. Yeah, he was just off. His throws were off, and he was, I don't know. I just think that he maybe doesn't trust his O-line enough. I don't know what it is, but he's always scrambling out of the pocket, and they have not a very effective run game either, if you think about it. So I mean, they're just coming after him, right? So he's feeling that pressure, and I think the defenses are figuring it out. Get in his face, make him panic. And he'll try to do some acrobatic stuff that's going to end up tipped or intercepted or whatever, right?
100%.
I think he needs another weapon. I think he needs another wide receiver. I'm there.
He needs a left
He just needs
tackle.
one that can catch the ball.
No, he
Well,
needs
defenses are figuring out that Tyreek Hill is going to go deep, and as long as you can kind of blanket Tyreek Hill
and
that
double
kind
team
of stops
Kelsey,
him.
right?
Kelsey, you double team, you slow that down,
You bracket
and then
him, yeah.
what? There's nothing else for him to do at that point, and that's what teams are doing. They're dropping everybody back. They're taking away that deep, explosive play that Tyreek Hill brings, and then what? And you're right, Phil. When you throw short to Tyreek Hill for some reason, it hits him in the head and falls on the floor.
Yeah, he outruns himself. He's running so fast he forgets he has to catch the ball too.
He's really, really fast.
Yeah, but he's really fast. Well, I think we're all kind of arguing the exact same thing. What we've really been noticing is, like Frank said, the O-line's struggling. They improved the O-line in the offseason, but they haven't had enough time to really gel, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sam said Patrick Mahomes is taking way too many risks, trying to do way too many things on himself. He's trying to scramble, trying to make big plays happen. And James touched on the fact that defenses are starting to catch on that the entire Kansas City Chiefs offense is based on big plays. You shut down the big play, you bracket Kelsey, and they don't have a playbook to deal with. You don't see Patrick Mahomes go down the field and put together a 13-play, 97-yard drive.
No,
that never happens.
Doesn't happen.
If they're not scoring in 4 plays, they're punting.
That's right.
That's their problem.
Right.
And their defense is not very good either.
Well, they've been banged up, but the defense is atrocious.
So,
I mean,
I think they make
Mahomes
the playoffs. Sorry, Nick, go ahead.
I think Mahomes is like we're saying, all of his scrambling and trying to make big plays. But if you look at it, the last few weeks, they have been going down by such big numbers early on that he kind of has to make these kinds of plays to catch up. Like, look at this week against the Titans. They went down 14-0 within the first 2 drives.
But maybe if you stop trying to score on the first 2 attempts and you try to hold the ball and maybe do time of possession, that might not be
have a
the
run
issue.
game. They've got no running backs.
That's the thing. When CH went down, their run game took an even bigger hit than it already did.
Right.
It's true. It's really hard to get at a 3rd and 12 every single drive.
Exactly.
From your 20.
Yeah.
So last week when we did our playoff predictions, all 3 of us, Nick, Phil, and I, said that they were going to make the playoffs, possibly even win the division. After seeing what happened this week, gentlemen, do they make the playoffs? Are they going to go from Super Bowl finalists to not even making the playoffs this year?
I would say every game matters. It's going to be close.
So I'm going to say that they're going to make the playoffs. I think that they maybe not in stunning fashion, but
so
I think they're good enough to get it together to make it work. I think, and Andy Reid's good, solid coach. He could try to corral everybody. And I think one of the things is I think that their belief in themselves is shaken. Do you remember all those times when they were down by 18 points, 21 points, and you saw on the sidelines, Mahomes going up and down, we got this, that I don't see that anymore. Right. So I think that they're probably going to rally. They'll probably end up wild card-ish in that playoff hunt towards the end. My belief, anyway.
Yeah, I agree for the most part, but they are going to have a tough fight getting that last wild card spot when you have the Colts coming on and you have the Vegas Raiders looking great. So it's not so much like that last 7th spot is open for a team to sneak in at 500. So they're going to have some competition, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and it depends on their schedule. I'm not sure what their schedule looks like for the next few games, right? Because if they're playing some teams that didn't
get a Tampa Bay schedule. That's
they got the Giants, Green Bay, Vegas, Dallas coming up before the bye, and then Denver.
Okay. Well, that might be probably that's a 500 right there at best, I think.
They're losing to the Cowboys, right, Sam? Say it.
Okay, baby.
Say it. There we go.
Okay, baby.
I got him in there. He has 6. The other 2 teams they're losing to are not the Cowboys.
Or they can beat the Cowboys and totally turn their season around.
That's not happening, Phil. Listen, all you guys with your losing
to be the
teams,
best,
that's not happening.
You have to beat the best.
Are you saying the Cowboys are the best? That's why they had to beat them?
Currently.
Oh, I got that on record. I like it.
It's only 7 weeks in.
That's true.
I think what happened to the Broncos.
Yeah, they went 3-3
to the Broncos. They're tied with the
3-0.
It's okay, I'm 2-4, Sam. Don't worry.
I think their biggest game, though. I think Frank, you said what? It's their next game is Giants and then Raiders.
Giants, Packers, Raiders.
Giants, Packers.
Yeah,
okay, so
they got to beat the Giants.
Packers
That's
and Raiders,
for sure.
Well, yeah, they got to win this one. If they don't win this one, it's a shame. But honestly, the Packers Raiders will be the bigger ones than the Cowboys because if they don't have that trend starting there, they're done. Even if they beat the Cowboys in that week, right?
Well, let's see.
It's going to be tough.
It's the Raiders. It's the Raiders because it's a divisional game too.
Yeah.
The Raiders is the big.
That's
game
a big game too.
super
Yeah.
important.
Well, let's
Especially
look at their
because that's the
schedule
team.
and work it out.
Yeah.
Let's go through game by game and see what we got. We got Giants. I think that's a win.
Yep.
They
Should be.
should
If
win,
not,
yeah.
then they should just fake an injury and pack it up for the
That's
year
it.
and
That's
try
it.
for a
They're
draft
done.
pick.
Pull the team off the.
We'll try again
off the
next
field.
year.
I think they could beat Green Bay too if they play well enough. They should
Absolutely.
be able
I
to
think
beat
Green Bay has had the right matchups for the last couple of weeks, and a lot of things go their way, especially against Washington. That was a 24-10 score, and it
even
could have
the
been
Cincinnati
totally different.
game.
Cincinnati too, with all the missed field goals, so they could beat Green Bay. Yep.
Okay.
And then there's the
They
Bears.
played Vegas twice, so let's say they split.
Reasonable.
You guys agree with?
Okay.
Yeah. So 3.
They're gonna lose to the Cowboys. We know that.
Cowboys. Okay, we'll give,
We'll
the
give
Cowboys
you that.
a win. For shits and giggles. They played Denver. They played Denver twice.
Those are
Those are 2 wins. Easy.
That's 2. That's,
What are you talking
that's
about?
5. Then they got Chargers. That's
a tough one.
a Thursday night.
We'll give the Chargers the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, I agree with that. So we got Pittsburgh.
They could probably.
Is it
beat
in Pittsburgh or at home?
It's at home. Tickets as low as 108.
Big Ben doesn't play well when he's not at home.
He plays terrible on the road. That
I'm
could go
taking
either
KC
way.
in
Let's
that
give
one.
KC the
Well, that's 6.
Turn
We got
around.
the Bengals.
Oh, Bengals.
The
They want
Bengals.
revenge over the
Good
Bengals.
match.
That one.
That's tough.
We can
That's
go
hard to
tickets
call
only
without
$48.
seeing how they play.
Yeah.
Okay, so before the Bengals, that's 6 wins. So let's say we'll call
So
it
that's 9 that they'd have now. So they'd be 9 and
9 and
was it
6?
9 and 5,
9 and 8.
or 9 and 8.
It's a wild card, like I said.
I think we're
Close.
looking at a wild card. We're looking at them having to get in as a wild
assuming
card team
Cincy.
and go from there, which they can do. And then if they get into the wild card, I mean, they won't have home field advantage, but they can still do damage.
Yeah.
So-
100%.
But okay, well, we talked about them. Let's talk the other way. Can we officially say that the Tennessee Titans are the best team in the AFC now after what they did the last 2 weeks?
I think Derrick Henry is the best player in the AFC.
Derrick Henry's a
That's a
beast.
good
I mean,
one. That's
it definitely
He
benefits
threw
your
a
run
touchdown
game.
this week.
That's what I'm talking about, right?
He even throws them now. It's like, what's going
So,
on?
we can all agree on that. I mean,
Yeah. It benefits your
that's
team
for
when
sure.
you can start a small vehicle as your running back.
farm vehicle. Yeah.
I don't know
Well,
if he's
also,
a small
AJ
vehicle.
Brown is healthy again. Did you see what he's done the last 2 weeks in a row when he's healthy? All of a sudden, Tannehill can throw the ball again. They get touchdowns through the air. He's running. The play action's working. It is just scary seeing them click.
Yeah.
And Julio hasn't even started yet. Wait till Julio gets in there too a little more.
Yeah, he's hurt always.
I think he's hurt again. Yeah.
He's hurt again. Yeah.
He's still playing through
Right
it,
him off.
and he'll still be a weapon down the stretch for them.
His hamstrings are
but
made out of rubber bands. Come on.
He's still
That's
going
why
to
he's hurt
play
every week.
whether he's hurt or not.
As soon as the temperature
He's
drops
done. He's
below
done.
20, snap.
Yeah. It's stiff.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think right now they are the hottest team in the AFC. It's
Yeah.
safe to
I
say.
like that comment.
And like I said, they have the best player in the AFC, if not the whole league, on their team, which is Derrick Henry. So, I mean, they're playing the hot hand. I don't know. I just think that as the season goes on, are people going to start to figure them out? Right? Are people going to start to be able to defend them a little more and shut down Henry? And I know you have Brown, you have Julio.
Can
down the
anyone
road.
really shut down Henry?
Well, that's the
He's
thing.
on
is,
pace
I
to
don't know if
destroy
there's
his
a
own record.
scheme necessarily to
slow
stop
him down.
Henry unless
Well,
there's
contain. Let's say contain. If you could contain him to like 100 yards and maybe a 2 TD,
Only
1.5
100.
TD, I don't know. Like,
even keep him under 100 and 1 touchdown. I think you have a
Right.
really good shot. Absolutely.
That's what it is, right?
Can you guys imagine him as a kid and playing Red Rover and you had to call him over?
I just pictured.
Hey,
was
there.
it was his? You remember those videos that you saw? Was it him that was a little kid and he was like
Yeah.
a
Grown
giant
up.
compared to everybody else
For
on the
sure he
field?
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
And he was just
He looked like he was in
20-year-old
grade 6 and grade
show.
1. Yeah,
right? Yeah.
But do we
He
think
had like
they're
3,000
actually-
rushing yards in high school.
Yeah. Do we think they're better than Buffalo?
Well, that's
don't.
my next question. So you got 5-2 Ravens, 5-2 Bengals, 5-2 Titans, 5-2 Raiders, and then you got 4-2 Bills. Which of those 5 teams is the best team in the AFC right now?
Look, if you go back to even the Tennessee game against the Bills a few weeks back, How did Tennessee win that game? Josh Allen slipped.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if Josh Allen
the
doesn't
Bills
slip
lost
on
that
that
game.
4th and
Yeah.
1,
Yeah.
and he normally makes that play. They do another play where he just runs out because that's their normal play. The Bills win that game, and we're talking something totally different here. And I think the Bills are more of an all-around team,
Yes,
with offense, defense, and everything like that than Tennessee is. Don't get me wrong, Tennessee's having a great stretch, and they're one of the hottest teams, like Sam said. But end of the day, I'm going Bills as the number 1 team in the AFC.
yeah, I agree with you there, man. The Bills are the more complete team. You look at the other teams you mentioned. You take out Henry, there goes Tennessee. You take out Burrow or Chase, there goes Cincinnati. Take out Lamar, there goes the Ravens. The Bills, maybe if you take out Josh Allen.
If you take out Josh Allen, they're starting Chicago native over there.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Mitchell Trubisky. Are they winning with
You see him in
him?
preseason?
I don't know
man.
if they're that bad with Mitch Trubisky.
He
I'm
looked
not
good in
saying
preseason.
he's Josh Allen.
No.
And
Let's hope we
immediately
don't
the
have to
Titans
find out,
become
please.
favored over Buffalo.
No.
But
I got Josh Allen in too many leagues. I don't want to find that out, okay?
everyone watch any of these Chicago games. How well is Matt Nagy's offense doing?
Fantastic.
Maybe we blame
Oh.
Mitch a little too early.
Yeah.
For real, man.
You know what?
Holy.
I mean, I don't disagree. I think if we look at Buffalo, they, on both sides of the ball, they're very talented, right? Like, I mean, yes, you have Allen, you have Diggs, but they are very talented on both sides. They don't have really a running game to speak of, like, really. But I also wouldn't count out Baltimore. Baltimore, I mean, they don't have a run game, but they always have Lamar. But now their run game is starting to pick up now, right? Like they're starting to kind of find a bit of a groove.
What do you mean? They had a record of, almost, how many games was it? 60
100
games
yards,
or
but that's the whole
100
team,
yards?
though. That's like anybody running the ball.
Still, that means they're running.
That's
They
75
I'm just
Lamar
saying,
Jackson.
we all know the number 1 running back on that team is Lamar Jackson.
Of course.
That's
Of
how
course.
it works.
But I'm saying like no, totally. But without a true running game, you spy Lamar, you keep him contained. He has to sit in the pocket. But then what he's doing now is he's making you pay because he's connecting with Brown, and he's got the Andrews, like, so he's got some targets that he could connect with. So
Damon just came back.
yeah. So I mean, like,
looking good.
I don't know. Like, I think there are talented teams, but it's not one that I like. It's not
They've
where I
got
could say
12
that one's
guys on
dominant.
IR right now.
Sorry?
12 of their players are on IR right now.
16
for the
running
Ravens.
backs.
Yes, and they're still 5-2. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, but there isn't one team that I could say dominates the AFC right now. The Titans are the hottest team. They're on a streak. They got that friggin' unstoppable force, Derrick Henry, which right now is on a streak. But any one of those guys drops one of those key players, it's a different ball game. I think
So let's talk about
maybe are the
another-
best.
Let's talk about another hot team then. Greco, you mentioned them. The Cincinnati Bengals. They've been rolling. They're 5-2 out of nowhere. They've got what everyone's talking, that offense. You're looking at the offense. You got Joe Burrow, who's looking great this season. You got Jamar Chase, who all of a sudden went practice not being able to see the damn ball and catch it to all of a sudden being a top wide receiver.
Mhm.
T. Higgins on the side. Tyler Boyd is a forgotten wide receiver, but he's still a fantastic wide receiver. Joe Mixon, a top 10 running back.
Mhm.
I mean, this team looks like all of it, and their defense is playing great. And all of a sudden, they're 5-2.
Uzomah,
Are they a
Uzomah.
team? Oh, that's right. And the tight end, I forgot.
He's
He helped me
looking
win
good
this
too.
week in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
And
So
their
I mean,
kicker.
are they a team that we should be worried about on the AFC side? I mean, another one that, like, it looks like they're going to probably make the playoffs. They're doing that right direction. They got things going. This could be scary.
I think they win the division. I don't think they're going to go all the way into the AFC Championship, but they're on the right way, on the path. I think in another
So
year.
you think
they're
they're gonna beat the Ravens and win the division in that one?
I think they already beat them straight up once.
There's going to be another game though. They got
Yep.
They got another one coming.
Yeah, I'm a little skeptical on that too. I think the Bengals are a really good team. I don't necessarily think I'm confident in saying they're going to outright take the division from Baltimore. I mean, aside from Jamar Chase making Marlon Humphrey look like a kid chasing a butterfly all game,
Oh man, was he good?
Yeah.
that offense is dangerous. But Baltimore's defense has been really good considering they have so many injuries. Either Cincinnati exposed their weaknesses this week, or they did just enough to prove to Baltimore the changes they need to make to remain competitive. So we're going to have to see in time. But that's going to be a really close race. I still have faith in Baltimore. That offense looks phenomenal. But up until this point, Cincinnati gets better every week. They're not getting better necessarily by long jumps, but every week they play another team, another better team, and they keep proving to us that at least the offense is the real deal. And with that offense, I think the defense just stays fresh.
Yeah. Keep it fresh. Short. You don't put them on short fields.
Yeah.
They've been fun to watch, that's for sure. I mean, Jamar Chase is looking like something else.
Electric.
It looks like the Burrow calling in that pick and saying, no, we don't need the offensive lineman. Go get me Chase was the right call because, man, are they hooking up.
That
The line's been pretty good.
Yeah.
It's been okay. I
Yeah.
mean, it would be better if they had who's the guy that Frank Gear, the Lions got there that was supposed to go there?
Penei Sewell.
Nice. Well,
Penei Sewell, if he was there, I mean, that guy's looking like a beast too. He's stepping up to.
Yeah.
He got
stepped
thrown
up
in there 'cause of the
to
injury.
what's his name there, Aaron Donald
Yeah.
this weekend, and I thought they were
He's
going to
back
go
down.
at it. And I'm just looking at it like other
Well-
people would be scared, and he's like, "No, I got you."
Why do you think Swift is doing so well, right?
That
one of the
O-line
main
is
reasons.
really good in Detroit. Yeah.
It is.
They did a great job rebuilding it.
well, they
That
kind of
Goff
got a
stinks.
blessing with the Taylor Decker injury. So because Swell was playing right tackle and it wasn't his natural position. He wasn't doing well. Now he's playing in his natural position, left tackle, and he's looking good. So
I don't think they're
Decker
gonna
might be
switch
on
him
the trade
back,
block.
so.
I don't think so either. So Taylor Decker said he's not going to the right tackle. So
They're gonna have
My
to get
favorite
one.
quote I saw today was DeAndre Swift is a wide receiver too who gets 8 to 10 carries a week.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, no, it's. I mean, things got to change for Detroit. They've got to get a win in there somewhere, right, guys? Somewhere.
Absolutely. It's coming.
Where's
I
it?
think
When's
they'll
it
get
coming,
one.
Frank?
I'll think they
Make
get
a
one for
prediction. This
sure.
is it. I'm going to put you on the spot. When are they winning?
All right, yeah, Frank. Let's
Who
go
are they
through the
beating?
Detroit
Yeah, let's
schedule. Where are they
see.
going to
Come
get a
on.
win?
We'll pick the win.
So they play Philly this week.
That's a
Halloween.
maybe.
That's a loss. Oh,
That could be a win.
That's a maybe.
On
I don't-
Halloween?
I mean,
That's almost
I don't know. I don't like Philly,
fitting.
but that's a maybe.
on Halloween. Wait, are the who's wearing the wrong mask that week?
I mean, they're going against a quarterback that can't complete more than 50% of his passes. So
Yeah,
as long
it's
as they keep
brutal.
him from running,
Well, run
There's a
game.
chance.
What do they
Yes,
got now?
there's
a chance.
Their best
Maybe.
running backs
Maybe.
down. They're going
Then
Boston
they're at
Scott.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
That's a no.
Yeah.
Well, they're bye week. Then they're at Pittsburgh.
That's a no.
yeah,
Then
that's,
Yeah, I
they're
think it's
at the Browns.
that's a
Probably
no.
not.
Yeah.
That's a no.
Oh, this is the one, Greco.
The Bears.
Thursday, the 25th
Thanksgiving,
versus
baby.
the Bears.
Thanksgiving.
There
Break
you
it for that
go.
for me.
That's
gotta
it.
be the
Ah,
one, right? 'Cause
I'm
the
gonna
Bears,
get
the Bears have looked worse than the Lions the last 4 weeks.
100%.
So it might be
Instead
it,
of
Frank.
eating
That's gotta be
kneecaps,
the
they'll
one.
be eating turkey.
Yeah, I usually go down to Thanksgiving for my
Turkey
birthday.
bowl.
Thanksgiving. I
So
might go down for this one. We'll see.
then you got the Vikings on December 5th
Forget
at the
it.
Broncos on the 12th
Oh, forget it. They
Ooh.
lost that.
versus the
Zona.
Cardinals
Oh boy.
Oh,
First
that's
at the Falcons.
Falcons. I think they could beat the Falcons.
So you
I
think
don't
they're going to
know.
win two this year then?
I think they could
At
put
the
up a good fight against the
Seahawks
Falcons.
and then Green Bay. So I mean, I'm seeing maybe two, maybe the Eagles, maybe the Bears.
Whoa, don't win too many. You need draft picks. Just one, so you don't have the goose egg.
Just one.
I mean,
That-
I think it's two, maybe three at most. That's what you're looking at this year.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
Yeah.
Maybe two.
So
but at least let's hopefully get the one, just so we can see Dan Campbell have a win there. So
Wait, if they win
Champagne.
two,
You think he'll
then
cry
they
again
get the
if
last
he
spot
wins?
again.
Huh?
oh man,
If they
I said,
win
do you
two
think he'll
games.
cry again? Oh, sorry.
No, go
ahead, Dad.
No, go.
I was going to say, do you think he'll cry if he wins? Like he's crying because he's losing. Do you think he'll cry because he wins? Like tears
Oh
of
yeah,
joy?
he's passionate. He's
emotional.
invested in, man.
Very emotional.
I love him. He's the coach we've dreamed of. Never mind.
yeah,
Matt
and he fits
Patricia.
right in there with the winless side. He's perfect.
He was on that winless team, eh? He was on that 116
Okay.
team, I believe.
So we talked about Cincy, we talked about the Titans. We've been talking a lot of AFC. I have another AFC question. Let's get the AFC out of the way while we're here. This one, Sam, you watched this firsthand, so I'll start with you. Are the Browns better with Case Keenum and not starting Baker Mayfield the rest
God,
of the
you know.
season?
That is a good question. I mean, listen, he played a really good game. I don't know if I think you have to start Mayfield. I don't think he's better than Mayfield. Come on, guys.
But when you're always prepared, you don't need to prepare. Did anyone see that quote?
I saw that quote. Yeah. Did you? So apparently, reports came out today that the Browns are willing to offer Baker $30 million a year for I don't know how long. They were saying between 4 and 7 years, depending on what the contract looks like. But that's what they're looking
to make commercials.
To make commercials
for football, to make sure the guys don't throw the football into the stands.
So it looks like they've made their decision that they think they're better with Baker as well. Obviously. I'm a little torn. I don't know if the team is better with Baker. I don't know if it's Baker that's the problem, if it's the wide receivers. I don't think Odell Beckham Jr. is the right fit for this team. I think he needs to be traded and or leave. I don't know if this is last season or if it's next year, but he hasn't gelled since he went there. Jarvis Landry looks okay with the wide receiver with Baker, but they don't throw enough. They run the ball, and when they don't have the running backs,
they can't run, and that's the problem. Like right now with your injuries, they can't run. And that's,
what do you mean? Dearness Johnson ran really well against the Broncos on Sunday.
Honestly, that running game was phenomenal.
I mean, that was one game. Let's not get carried away. Dearness Johnson, take it easy, guys. Take it easy.
But it wasn't just him.
Top running back, Kareem Hunt, top 15 running back.
But that's what I'm saying.
Johnson was top Chubb this week.
But Chubb and Hunt are out, right? Dearness Johnson, yes, he had an amazing game, but let's see if he pulls 2 amazing games together in a row or 3 or whatever.
Chubb is supposed to be back on.
He is supposed to be back next week.
Then it's different.
They're going to figure him in.
It's not the running backs either. That O-line in the run game is phenomenal. Do you know that every single running back on Cleveland on Thursday, whether it be Dearness Johnson, Kelly, or Felton, averaged 6.5 yards per carry.
Yeah, but Felton.
That O-line is man.
6.5 yards per carry to every single running back. These guys you would never start. Like
the Broncos didn't have an answer.
No, well,
but they don't throw enough either, and they have no creativity when throwing the ball.
No.
Yeah, I think they need a better offensive coordinator to come in there and maybe give him some different plays for Baker to do. Is it because Baker can't throw the ball? Is that what it is? Like from what I see with Baker, for some reason, his best throws I find is when he's on the run, when he's breaking out of the pocket and he's making one of those throws downfield. Like that seems to be when the best throws we see. Yeah. But when he's in the pocket, for some reason, I don't know if it's just the way that the plays are set up. I don't see anything coming out of there. And I know now he's hurt, so the throws are a little bit off, but they were saying at the beginning of the season before he got hurt, his throws were looking better. I still didn't see the numbers coming up. It was still a run first through. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but
I think he was dealing with that shoulder injury for a while before it was made public. It was nagging him, I think, for a while.
They said week 2 or 3 is when he actually
got it. It's his non-throwing shoulder.
But still, that throws off your
still
balance.
Affecting
I understand that. Brady played with a torn MCL.
Yeah, but he's not Brady. You can't compare him to
I'm
Brady.
just saying, what injuries would affect
$30 million.
And $30 million. Not for $30 million. I'm not paying Baker $30 million.
Brady goes into a cryogenic chamber at the end of the night and probably sleeps in there. But
Brady's been doing this for 20 years too. Like, Baker's been around for a few years. His mechanics.
Yeah, Brady's 43. That ligament in his knee was probably already gone anyway.
For 4 seasons.
Exactly. Brady's 43.
We get it. Baker's not a great quarterback. He's not a great fantasy quarterback. For anyone that drafted him, I feel bad for you. I did it in 1 or 2 leagues.
I did it.
But,
it's okay.
The question just was, do you start Case Keenum and just sit Baker down for the rest of the season? Or, when he's ready to go, do you put him back in?
I mean, if we're going to be honest here, come on. It was Case Keenum, one game against the Denver Broncos, who we're all saying was a phony good team to begin the year.
Yeah.
And,
did we all say that? All 5 of us across the board?
I was
not all of us.
Danny wasn't here, but I'm pretty sure he said that same thing.
And like we both said, I mean, the Browns in general are just a run-heavy team. You put Nick Chubb in there, you put Kareem Hunt. It doesn't matter. They're going to get you your yards, and they're going to kill the time. Even this week, you put in Dearness Johnson, and look what he did. I mean, it's just that's how they are, so I don't think it really matters what quarterback, because their main goal set is going to be run the ball, and if I need to, I'll throw the ball away.
Yeah.
So, Nick, are you saying if Teddy Bridgewater started for Cleveland, he would have won the game then?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, just check. I just wanted to verify.
Well, the way they ran that ball last week.
Yeah, the way Dearness Johnson ran the ball. I mean, the Broncos had multiple chances in that fourth quarter to stop the Cleveland Browns and then go make a push to get the last win. And
you look like Jim Brown
Johnson said, "No, I'm going to get this first down." Got a flag, because there was a hold, went back and said, okay, hold on, let me do it
He
again.
got 20 yards.
And it's like, it doesn't matter. The way
And
they
like
ran
what
that
Sam
ball,
was
it didn't
saying,
matter.
like when you have
All right,
Chubb
so
and
it's not
Hunt
the
eventually
quarterback;
come,
it's the way they run the
But
game
that's
and
the
the
thing.
fact that Denver sucked. Okay,
Well,
I get
no,
it.
listen. I think Denver lost that game more than they won that game. I don't know how
'Cause they
much.
sucked.
Well, I mean, their defense wasn't. Well, and we lost Von
'Cause
Miller
they
too in the
sucked.
middle. Hold on a minute. Let's not get carried away. but I think they managed the clock well. And now, like I said, Dearness Johnson. I mean, whatever. But once you get Chubb and Hunt back, that's a two-headed monster that people cannot deal with. Like you just can't, right?
they're
Like
Derrick Henry level. They're proven running backs on a great run-first team. So why would you even give Baker or Keenum the opportunity to make plays?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Just eat clock, hold the ball. You're not going to get, 42 points, but you might get 28. I don't know, a few touchdowns each, or maybe one throwing touchdown, and that's it.
And aside from that Chargers game, they have a good defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
At
Myles
100%
Garrett,
Baker
hate that guy.
Mayfield, you got to play him over Keenum. Come on.
Yeah.
Especially for
Yeah,
$30
I-
million.
Let him,
Okay.
I'd say let him rest. Let him get 100%. It takes 3 or 4 weeks even.
He
Keep
wants
him
to
out.
play this week. He says he's coming back. We'll see what
I
happens.
wouldn't. I
but-
wouldn't rush him back because in long term, that's no good.
It's
Even
not
for the end of the
needed.
season.
You run so well.
Yeah.
Your defense is pretty
Yeah.
decent.
They're holding it down.
Case Keenum can throw 65% completion rate, which is Baker's career average. So as long as he just doesn't turn the ball over, he can fill the shoes for a couple of weeks. There's no reason
That's
to risk injuring Baker, who you view as a $30 million a year quarterback, even though we may not
exactly.
view that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. All right. Let's talk about some other stuff here. Let's get into the Deshaun Watson trade rumors. This is what everyone has been talking about. It's been all over the world, all over the internet, all over Twitter, everywhere around. So if you haven't heard, gentlemen, the trade rumor as of right now was that the Miami Dolphins have made a trade offer to Houston, which they both agreed upon. We don't know what the actual trade was, but Miami has come out and said that they want to know more about the investigation and the allegations against him. They want that to clear up before they accept a trade, and they want to know what kind of suspension Goodell is going to put down before accepting a trade. So
did you guys
from the
see
way
what
I'm reading
Goodell
it,
put out though? Goodell came out
said-
after and said, we don't see a reason to give him a commissioner's exempt list right now because the investigation has nothing for us yet. So they need more
Yes.
information from the investigation before they do that, which in
Commissioner's
general
Davis.
kind of just meant that if he does get traded, and since the NFL is not going to put him on the list, he technically can play this year.
He could play right now if they wanted
Yeah.
to, but they won't. They don't want him to.
The question is if he does get traded and the team, say it's Miami, because as we know right now, Watson has a no trade clause and he has refused to waive it for anyone other than Miami. So hypothetically speaking, let's say he goes to Miami and Miami starts Deshaun Watson the very next week and Roger Goodell turns around and puts him on the commissioner exempt list. Is he not on the commissioner exempt list because he's not playing? What if Houston had decided to play him in
Good
week
point.
1? Would the commissioner have had to make a different decision?
Yeah, maybe he would step
force
in.
his hand, right?
Yeah.
See, I'm looking at this just like the MLB side of things. The player is, oh my God, what's his name now? Trevor Bauer, who has an allegation against him for, I believe, hitting his wife. And I know he signed with the Dodgers while this investigation was going. Don't think he played at all for them this season because of all the stuff that's going on. They don't know. They don't know if he's going to get charged. They don't know anything at all like that. So he's been out, and the MLB has kept him out. I don't know if it looks good on the NFL to let this guy play with the fact that you have these allegations still swirling, even though there's been nothing on the investigation side. The police, for some reason, want to take their time. I don't know why, but we're talking 22 allegations. That's a lot. We also know that he's already starting to pay off some of these people. If you're paying these people off, that tells me there's a little bit of guilt in there. Because why
there's
would
smoke,
you be
there's
paying
fire,
people off if you were innocent? Like, I'm not giving away free money of mine if I know that I'm innocent. Why would I do that? So something's there. I don't know. I know that it just looks weird. I think the NFL and Houston had some kind of verbal discussion that basically said, don't start him, sit him, and we won't do anything, and we kind of let it go so you can either make a trade or deal with something. But I don't know. It just seems really odd the way the situation is unfolding. And if the NFL goes down that route and lets this go, I think it could look really bad. And we know they've made bad decisions in the past. Ray Rice.
His career was over, right?
Yep. Right. But I mean, they held that tape. They held it on purpose, right? They knew about it. That was one. I mean, for some reason, the NFL has a history of letting bad players back in, right? We know that too, right?
Totally.
Ray Lewis, you can go down the list. There's so many of them. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Listen, I don't know what's going on there, but I think where there's smoke, there's fire. Like you're saying, he's paying people off. So either that means there's something either there's some guilt there, or he's trying to cover something else up, like maybe, some details that he doesn't want to get out or whatever the case may be. But
to protect his character or whatnot, you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Right. And so, but either way, I think, they can't let him play. There's just no way. I think that Goodell, he, probably has the deal that you're talking about, James, and his hand has not been forced. But you know what? I think I'd love to see Goodell have to make a decision.
Yeah, I feel like he avoids big decisions as often as he can.
1,000%. Yeah. 1,000%. I think he needs to kind of draw a line in the sand here and say, this is unacceptable. This is something that we don't condone until this is, dealt with. You're not a representative of the league. This is not something that we can condone. I know it's still allegations, but like I said, 22 is not 1 or 3. It's 22.
Yep.
There's something going on here,
team,
guys.
Offense and defense.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. It's a full team.
And with the new culture that the NFL is trying to promote, right? You have what happened with the Washington football team. You have what happened with John Gruden and the emails.
Yep.
I think, you need to take a stand.
And they're on Goodell's case right now that they want the rest of those emails.
100%.
Of course they do.
And the NFL's holding back right now on that too. So this could blow up so many different ways once he's traded. But it would be interesting if he is traded to see if Goodell makes a decision. I know that today the NFL said, like you said, Nick, Goodell said that they aren't there, but that's also because he's still on Houston and not playing.
I think Miami will try to play him.
If he gets traded, they're going to want to play him to make that trade. And the question is, if they don't make the trade, is that because maybe Goodell told them, we might suspend him if he goes to your team? We will never know. But
I also think that Miami is taking their time too, because they don't want to be associated with something like this either, right? It's really one of those things where you have to be careful on how you move on this. No matter how badly you might want a great quarterback, is it worth it? Not only because let's remember, it's a business too, right? So if you are the team that made the trade for a guy that ultimately gets found guilty of all of these things, what message are you sending to your fans? That it's okay? What are you saying?
Your message
to your
would be, we didn't think he'd be guilty. We thought that he would have gotten
But
off
you
the
cannot
charges,
do that.
Right? That would be the message that they would have to convey. But also, at the same time, like you just said, are you willing to give up 3 firsts, 2 seconds, if that's what the deal is?
And
for a guy that could potentially...
And Tua.
No, Tua's not supposed to be going. I've heard, all the reports I've heard is that they don't want Tua.
No, Tua's...
So I don't know if he's now in this new package.
If Miami is taking their time, hypothetically, because you make a good point, Sam, you don't... From a business side, you don't want to rush into this decision because draft picks are a lot of money, very valuable players going forward, right? You don't want to jeopardize your franchise, your image, your team,
market cap. Think about it. Think about the market cap. That's $1 billion business. If
they're being careful, then why are they even negotiating in the open media? How is this even getting leaked?
Yeah, sure.
Because if you're going to turn around and say, oh, wait, we got more information now and we don't like it, you destroy your rookie quarterback's confidence.
Yeah.
You've just told everyone in the world that you have no faith in this kid.
But you also are saying that, hold on, but you're also saying, Phil, what you're also saying is, we think Deshaun Watson did something. right?
Yeah,
Because if you think about it, right,
that would
like
that's what that means.
because that's what you're saying. Well, we did our investigation. We're not moving forward. So what did you find out, Miami, about this?
It was obviously enough to get you scared
To
when
get you
you've
to
told the whole
back
world
away,
that you
right?
want this player so badly.
So
and
they're
you were
in hot
willing to
water
give
either
up
way.
essentially your future.
Yep.
Either way, this destroys Tua. I mean, how could you be sitting there and not know?
Mentally,
if everyone's
for sure.
hearing these rumors and these reports, I mean, it looks like your team basically lost faith in you, even though they've been saying we have all faith in you. I get it, you're 1-6, but he was hurt for 4 weeks because of the broken ribs. I mean, he's looked better since he came back. He's been throwing better. I don't know. It's very weird on how this is going. Me being an owner of a team, I don't think I can put that much capital in for a guy that I don't know his future. I get it. It's Deshaun Watson, and Watson could be, the franchise quarterback for the next 10 years for this team if he doesn't go to jail. I get it. But if something does come up from these investigations and he does end up having to get charged or whatnot, this could be disastrous for the Dolphins.
Okay, but like what Phil was saying though, do you not think that Miami has done something or some sort of research into this before even trying to make these trade negotiations
The fact
happen?
that they asked today
Unless it was
in
leaked.
that thing saying they wanted more information on the investigation tells me that they can't find anything or they don't know enough.
Unless it was leaked, like Nick, it may not, they may, may not have had a choice but to address it. I don't know how it came out. I have no idea, but either they knew somebody was going to break the story and they said, we got to get ahead of this, or they were just open about it. But I can't see them being open about it and saying, well, we're going to look into the investigation. And if we don't like what we see, we're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Because then you're destroying your QB and you're basically saying, we think this guy's guilty as well, by the way.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just a weird
They
situation.
must have been doing due diligence from the whole thing. They've been trying to get him for months.
Yeah, they've been trying to get him from the beginning of the year.
The question is, maybe there isn't anything. Maybe because the police aren't giving out anything. Maybe they can't find any.
Well, it's an active investigation. They're not going to just give Miami information. It's an active criminal investigation.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
and
not
all
in
of
Miami,
the rest of these
right?
things are in front of the courts. So you're legally bound. You can't just say, well, yeah, no, you got to make a trade. So let me just tell you a little bit of something. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I know.
No, they don't.
I'm sure
do that
the
in the
NFL can
courtroom.
get that to go themselves, but I don't know about Miami.
The lawyers don't have a sidebar, and they'll be like, "Hey, man, I got Watson in fantasy, and I really need him to play in a couple of weeks. So can we make something happen?
Listen,
maybe we
They got to
can
find the
watch
Miami Dolphins judge.
I even think that there's a limited amount of information that even the NFL can get. Because if I'm Deshaun's lawyer, I'm saying keep your trap shut. We're showing no one anything until this goes to court, right? Whether
You're not
I'm
allowed in
innocent
the room
or
unless
not.
you sign that NDA in blood.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Even with an NDA, these things are sometimes not even worth the paper they're written on because, as you could see, things get leaked, things happen, right? So if I'm his lawyer, regardless of guilt or innocence, I'm saying zip it, sit down, and be quiet, which is what he's been doing, by the way. So
you haven't heard anything in a while.
Yeah, rumors are not going to do any more damage.
No,
they can't do any harm at this point.
The rumor only does damage
when
to
you
Tua.
start. Yeah, it's when you start leaking information and people start coming up with their own conclusions and their own judgments and their own biases instead of waiting for the truth to come out. That's when things gets carried away. So yeah, the lawyer needs to be smart, obviously, keep everything tight knit. And that's probably why these teams are having such a hard time figuring out what is really going on.
of course.
Yeah. No, well, like I said, last week we had the trade offer from Carolina that they said that they were close, but Watson needed to going to Carolina. And now this week they're saying that the Dolphins have made an offer that they both agreed upon. There's nothing actually set yet, but the trade deadline is approaching. I believe it's November something. I don't know the exact date in there. Something like that. So, the clock is ticking. Gentlemen, if you had to predict right now, do you think Deshaun Watson gets traded before the deadline? Yes or no? No. Phil?
I am going to say no.
Nick?
I'm going to be the odd one out and say yes, just because. We
That's
can't
just
all
because
say
you have
no.
Watson in how many leagues?
I do, but I'm just going to say yeah. Normally when we got Ian Rappert coming out saying that this trade pretty much looks like it's good, then I think, I don't know, it's tough. An analyst like that comes out, a reporter like that comes out and says that, it's something to think about, but definitely we'll see. I don't know.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with no as well. So 5-1, Nikki. We'll see how that goes in a few weeks. But yeah. All right, gentlemen. Well, we went through most of our topics there. We got through a bunch. I think that was a pretty good one. Before we head into our picks, is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about before we sign off with me leading the pack and going through our picks? Anything?
What are the standings after week 2? I didn't hear those.
Phil, did you add those up yet?
No.
Perfect. So we're going to leave them with the standings from week 1 with me
Even
still winning.
Do you have this week's results in front of you by chance?
I do not have the actual, each one. I could tell you by looking at from last week.
I know what we all had last week. I just didn't look at the total for this week.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to add it up. We'll get a total added on our post when we go out there. But from now, let's just continue with
yeah, it'll be
with
more
what our
interesting
picks-
when we tell everyone what our records are in week 3 anyways. Or
Yeah,
well,
let's
our
go
week
with that.
3.
So
Check out our Instagram page. Just free plug.
let's
Yeah,
let's start with
exactly.
the Thursday night, gentlemen. We got a big one, or we had a big one. I don't know how big it's going to be anymore, but we got the Packers visiting the Cardinals. 6-1 Packers, 7-0 Cardinals. Unfortunately, the Packers have been hit with COVID.
That's
There's
a
a chance that Devontae Adams does not play. He has a chance. I believe they said it was like a 5% chance that he plays. He has to
There's
test.
a chance.
He's got to test negative 2 days in a row, and one had to be today. I don't know if the results came in or what, but one had to be today, and the other one has to be within 24 hours from today. And if he tests negative to both, he will play. Lazard came down with COVID as well today. He is not vaccinated, so even if he tests negative, he can't play for up to 10 days according to the rules. So their starting wide receiver as of right now is Randall Cobb as wide receiver 1. And I believe wide receiver 2 would be Aaron Jones because I don't see anyone else on that team that can catch the ball. So it'll be interesting.
I think MVS is coming back off the IR.
They said that they were hopeful, but they're not sure anymore. It doesn't look like he's going to make it.
All right.
Phil, what are you doing Thursday? You want to catch some balls?
Phil, yeah, you might be better. Come on.
if we can get down to
I would
Arizona,
love
we might
to.
be able to get in there. I wouldn't mind catching the ball from Rodgers. I don't know about
That'd be
Frank.
a dream
Frank
come
might
true.
Little
Frank
stiff arm
might turn
action?
around and hit Rodgers, but I don't know about that.
Oh, you know what?
Sorry,
Little
watch me.
sabotage.
I'll block for you. Whoops.
Little sabotage.
Bites him in the
Frank?
kneecap.
Little
So,
Sabatucci.
gentlemen, with that news, I'll start. I'm going to take the Cardinals.
All right, I'll continue it. I am also going to take the Cardinals at home.
Sounds good. Sam?
I'm going to take the Cardinals as well.
Yep. Frankie?
Give me a drum roll. Come on.
We all know you're not taking the Packers.
Cardinals.
That's 5 across the board. I'm taking Arizona.
All
as well.
right. That
All
was
right.
easy. Let's get into our Sunday games. Oh, this one's easy. Guys, Bengals, Jets. Anyone taking the Jets?
Nope.
Perfect.
Me,
All
not
5
at all.
across the board taking the Bengals. That was easy.
Bungles, yeah.
Here, I'll do another easy one. Rams and Texans. Anyone taking the Texans?
No.
No.
Crickets.
Okay. So those are 2 easy ones there
Ooh.
for you. Now we'll get into some harder ones. We got the 5-2 Tennessee Titans who are on a roll versus the 3-4 Indianapolis Colts. Sammy, why don't you start us off? Where do you want to go with this one?
Where are they playing? They're playing in
They're
Tennessee.
in Indy.
Indianapolis.
I'm still going to go Tennessee. I'm still going to
Tennessee?
go Titans, yeah.
Okay, Nikki?
I am going to go with the best player in the AFC right now, Derrick Henry, and the Titans.
There you go.
Titans, all right. Frank?
I'm going to go with the Colts.
Okay. Any specific reason or just because
Division game. I
just
think they're going to
guessing.
play them tight. And, I think they could
Okay.
upset them.
Phil?
Yeah, I really want to take the Colts here, like Frank, because of the whole division game. They need this win.
But
I'm still taking Tennessee. I've not liked the way the Colts have played the run.
No.
I'm going to take Tennessee as well. I just think they're too strong right now. Okay.
Tennessee likes to fluctuate, I've noticed. Like, they'll play a good game and then they'll play a shit game,
No,
Yeah,
Derrick Henry
It could
plays a
happen.
good
You're
game
right.
every
It
game.
could happen.
could happen.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the Steelers at the Browns. 3-3 Steelers at the 4-3 Browns. We're still not sure if Baker's going to start. There's a possibility that he does, or else it'll be Case Keenum. Phil, why don't you start us off?
I'm going to take Pittsburgh in this one.
Ooh. Okay. I like that. Frank?
I wish we knew who was starting, because honestly, if Baker was, I'd take Pittsburgh. But I'm going to go Cleveland.
Okay. Nick? I thought you were going to say if Baker was starting at Cleveland. That was
no. I think he's not ready
for the win.
I don't think he's ready.
This one's tough. Nick Chubb's probably back. I'm going to go with Pittsburgh, hoping they can destroy. They can just get through that defense.
Pittsburgh's coming off a bye still, too, so they had 2 weeks to think about this one. Yeah. So I'm going to take Pittsburgh because of the fact they're coming off the bye, and we don't know what's going to happen in Cleveland there. Sam?
Chubb's back. I think, all of the great things that we were saying about their O-line, I don't, whatever.
You're going to
control
Cleveland
the ball
just because you don't want Denver to be the only team to lose to Will Baker, right?
That's what's
happening here.
Cleveland in a close.
Just wanted to. I know you were beating around the bush. I thought I would just take a straight.
I just wanted to build.
That is why. Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for stealing my thunder. Go ahead.
All right. The next big game of the week. I can't wait for this one. Eagles at Lions. Gentlemen, is anyone taking the Eagles, the Lions? Frank, why don't you start?
I'll take the Lions. Let's do it.
Lions' first win of the season?
Can't come any scarier time.
I'm with Frank. I'm going to go with the Lions as well.
We got 2 Lions.
I'm also too.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Nick too. I think that the Philadelphia Eagles are going to get outcoached this week.
You know what, guys? I don't want to leave you guys on your own, so I'm going to join you. I'm taking the Lions
as well.
Wow.
We haven't crossed the board on the Lions.
Scary.
Yeah,
we're all wishful
thinkers.
If the Lions are going to win a game, there's only 2 of them.
Wow.
We
went through this.
This is one.
And then Chicago is the next one. Yeah.
That is the hot take of the year.
Plus, remember, I hate Philadelphia. I would rather the Lions win.
100%.
Yeah, me too.
You're bringing a tear to my eye.
All right, let's move on to another one of our teams. The 2-4 49ers at the 3-4 Chicago Bears. Is anyone believing anything in Chicago this week? Anyone?
Not at all. Shame on you for picking Chicago.
No.
Yeah, I guess 5 49ers, Phil. Mark that down.
Yeah.
I mean, upsets always can happen, but if they do, I will be very, very pissed off.
You might not see Phil next week. I'm just saying.
You've been pissed off 4 out of 6 weeks already. What do you mean?
No. Sometimes we lost to Arizona, right? It's like you lose good games to division rivals. Last week really bothered me, though. The rain killed us. The 200 yards in pass interference penalties killed us. It was just a joke. That was not an exaggeration either. It was like 184 yards in pass interference.
Yeah, it was
a lot, man.
You can't win games like that. I don't care who's on the field.
Yeah.
All right, we got the Carolina Panthers at the Falcons. 3-4 Panthers, 3-3 Falcons. Is Darnold starting this week? I know he was benched.
Yes.
Is he going to start officially?
Yeah.
He is? Okay. I don't know if that makes it better or worse, but I'll start. I'm going to go Falcons. I've liked what I've been seeing out of them. I think they're going to keep it going.
All right.
I'm going to go Falcons as well. Mike Davis back, he's going to make it a statement. He's like,
Mike Davis was awful last week. He got us 1 freaking point. And,
I know, he was terrible. I know.
It was not
Sam lied.
Patterson, though.
I have him on 2 teams. I need him to do well.
Revenge game. I get it.
You love Mike Davis, and it has not worked for you this year.
I know.
They showed a graphic of Mike Davis's last 7 years, 7 different teams. I was laughing.
Yeah.
I didn't realize he's on a different team every year.
Well traveled. Garfield cartoon.
All right, 2 Falcons. Nick.
I'm going to take the Falcons as well.
3 Falcons. Frank?
I'm going Panthers. Stick with the kitties, the cats.
Okay. Phil?
Oh, this is tough. I think what sways me here is Atlanta at home. That's the difference in the game. They keep it close, Carolina, but Atlanta at home.
Frankie's the lone dog. I like it. All right, this one is another one. The Dolphins at the Bills. 1-6 Dolphins, 4-2 Bills. Anybody taking the Dolphins? Anybody?
No.
I'm taking Buffalo with the spread, 13.5.
13.5
Yeah.
too. It's a big one.
I'm surprised it's that low.
I think Buffalo's a little bit mad, and
Wow.
I feel bad for Miami.
Mhm.
Even though
Squish
they're
the
the week
fish.
off, I think Miami's going to get hurt on
Mhm.
Sunday.
Squish the fish.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Buffalo, no question, but I'm definitely not taking that spread either. I thought Miami's defense played great against Atlanta, aside from the one big play to Pitts that was really, really deep. The biggest difference in that game was Tua's timely turnovers. They were the worst and ugliest turnovers I've ever seen. Like,
He does that
when you
every
say
week.
one play doesn't cost you the
remember
game.
Jackson?
Yeah, he does that every
just
week.
like that one.
Every
It was
week.
just like in Jacksonville, exactly. The week before, that one play cost them everything. But
Is
Buffalo,
Tua the Wentz of this season or what?
absolutely.
I don't
Absolutely.
think
You know,
he
he's
can't
in
be
his
the
head.
Wentz yet,
Call
because
him-
Wentz
yeah.
actually went to a Super Bowl.
Wentz was MVP.
is
No, but
Like,
I'm saying
he's
of this
different.
season. I'm saying of this season. Like
He
when you
means
look
his
at kind of where
turnover-
Wentz was.
Yeah, his
Yeah,
mistakes.
but Tua also got
his-
hurt for 4 weeks, right?
True.
He hasn't. We haven't
I
seen
just-
a full.
I worry about this. I worry about his head. Like, you know,
Patrick
just like,
Mahomes is the Carson Wentz
Yeah.
of this season.
maybe.
That-
Yeah,
that is
could be.
different.
Yeah, could be.
That
Yep.
makes- yeah.
Anyway,
Let's go to a team that's been looking really good lately. The 3-4 Patriots at the 4-2 Chargers. Chargers coming off a bye. Patriots looked really good. Mac Jones is looking solid for the Patriots. I know they haven't been winning all their games, but it's still looking good. I'll start. I'm taking the Chargers off a bye week. I think the Chargers just, especially because I think they lost coming into it.
Against
Another good-
Baltimore, yeah, they got
so I
shellacked.
think they're going to be ready to
gonna
play
be
2
angry.
weeks with some time. So I'm going to take them.
Same.
Phil?
Same.
Oh, sorry.
San Diego
Sam,
Chargers.
same.
Yep. For the
Nick?
same reasons.
Yep, give me the Chargers.
Chargers. Frank, you're going to be the lone wolf. Go with the Patriots.
No, I like the Chargers coming off the bye as well. Same story.
5 going Chargers. All right. A battle of some. This is going to be a horrible game to watch. I hope it's not on TV. The 1-5 Jaguars at the 2-5 Seattle Seahawks.
Ooh.
Wow.
I don't mind watching the Jags, but I hate watching the Seahawks.
Does anybody want to start?
I'm going to take the Jags, damn it.
Wow.
All right,
Just because.
I'm with you too, Sam. I'm going to take the Jags coming off a bye against a spiraling Seahawks team who I hate because they're in my division.
I'm going to take the Jags too. I don't think I didn't see enough offense out of the Seahawks with what's the quarterback's name?
Geno
Smith.
Doesn't
I didn't
matter.
see enough.
It doesn't matter.
So,
He ran for his life
Yeah.
the whole game, and he's not Russell
Yeah.
Wilson.
yeah, that's three Jags. Nick.
Just like you said, Geno Smith just cannot cause offense with that team. I mean, that one throw was lucky, and I'm going the Jags.
Frankie.
Hey, if the Lions are getting their first win, Jacksonville's got to take a win here to keep the Lions at the number 1 pick.
I like it. Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
We
Another
got
terrible
5
team
Lions
across
and
the
5
board.
Jags this week. This is bad.
You know what it is? The
man.
first person to speak says something nice about a really crappy team, and everyone's like, hey, that's a good idea.
Hey, no. I said just because. I didn't say anything. I just said just because.
I said I was biased because I hate Seattle.
There you go.
Oh my!
All right. Now we got here we go, Sam. This one's for you. The 2-5 Washington football team at the 3-4 Denver Broncos. Sam, take us away. Are you going with Washington? Yes.
100% Washington football team is going to lose. So I'm going with the Broncos.
Broncos are going to end their skid of 4 losses in a row. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if they can't do it now, they're never going to do it. But anyway.
Okay. Nick?
This is
Nick doesn't
shouldn't
feel
be
so
this
confident.
difficult.
It's another bad one.
It shouldn't be this
I
difficult.
don't like
I hope
these
it's not on
matchups
TV.
this week. Another.
This is the 4 o'clocks. I don't know
Yeah.
what they're going to play at 4 o'clock because
Let's,
these games are so bad.
Let's go with I don't know if his name's Travis Henneke. I think it's Travis.
It doesn't matter. He's gonna lose.
Taylor.
Taylor Henneke.
Taylor Heineke.
Taylor
Just
Henneke
like
and
your
the
brother.
Washington football team.
I'm going to go even with Travis Henneke. Doesn't matter
Perfect.
which Henneke's in there.
His
I'm going to
brother's
go with one of
traitors.
them, and I'm taking Washington as well.
Travis
I
may
feel
be
like there's a
better.
bit of bias in the brothers over here against me for some reason.
This
I
is
mean,
also
Hold
true.
on. Let's finish the next 2 picks.
All
Phil?
I'm taking Denver.
yes.
Okay. Frank to split the tie.
Oh, man.
Shouldn't be this difficult, Frank.
They both didn't look good. Washington kept messing up.
He's taking
Denver
the
put it
tie.
together at the end. Denver.
He's taking the tie.
With
Yes.
his
3-3 in double in overtime.
Denver put it together.
Reps?
Too little, too late, but they got it together in the fourth quarter. Let's go Denver.
Yes, thank you, sir.
That's an easy point for us, Nikki. Easy.
Pretty much. And we're Cowboys fans, so we really don't
And
want
we hate
Washington to
Washington,
win,
remember
but
that.
it doesn't matter.
Nice. It'll be a good talking point for the three of us next week to make fun of you two brothers.
So the only game that should be on TV at 4:00 next to the Charger Patriot game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 6-1 at the New Orleans Saints 4-2. This should be the best of the 4:00 games.
Will it though?
It probably won't be, but it probably should be. So this
unless
is what
the Saints
watch.
have 3 other Kamaras on their roster, this might not be the game you think it is.
So are we all going Tampa Bay? Is that what we're hearing? Is that what I'm seeing?
I'll go
across the
first.
board
I'm
here?
taking Tampa Bay.
Really? That's a
I wanna be
shocker.
like
Close
Phil.
second. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay as well.
Because of the nice things that Phil said, I'm taking Tampa Bay.
Yeah, well, like when you said New Orleans 4-2, to me they don't seem like a 4-2 team.
That's true.
Not at all.
Tampa Bay's only weak point is their secondary, and New Orleans offense, their passing offense hasn't been that good. So
I think they're getting
Tampa
some
Bay.
help back in the secondary this week, too.
Yeah,
Richard Sherman put on a headset. He was coaching on the sideline because the
There you
coach
go.
got COVID,
yeah.
and he was out there coaching the whole night. It was apparently they loved it.
I'm sure he could be
I
good
think
at
he found
that.
himself a second job too.
Yeah.
Just a
Might be
special
in the
shout
everywhere.
out to Josh Norman, who is by far the best old fart corner on the field right now. He's been playing amazing.
Rejuvenated?
It's like 2012 Josh Norman out there.
Yeah.
So thank you, Josh Norman.
I guess he's looking at Brady. He's like, it's not just me. It's not just you. I can do it too. Anyway,
With that, Sam, are you taking Tampa?
I'm going. No, absolutely, I'm taking Tampa.
All right, what a Sunday nighter we got. This is going to be fantastic. The 5-1 Dallas Cowboys coming off their bye, ready, rested at Minnesota, 3-3. Frank, wake up. We're not talking about the Lions.
Uh-huh.
I will start, obviously. You know, both mine and Nick's picks.
Vikings,
We're
right,
going
go.
Cowboys, so you can mark that down now.
Book it.
Gentlemen, would you be joining us or what? Continue.
Hypothetical. I don't even know. I didn't let you finish because I was falling asleep because you said Cowboys. Vikings are at home. I'm taking the Vikings.
Me too.
Beautiful. That's a
decisions.
loss for you, a loss for Sam. Next.
Yeah, Minnesota and the Metrodome. See?
You
They're
know,
both coming off the bye, but I think Dallas is partying over there. Minnesota, you got Jesse the Body Ventura, Brock Lesnar, I'm a wrestling guy. I'm going to go with Minnesota. I think Justin Jefferson looks like Randy Moss over there. 4 touchdowns, 203 yards, off of 4 catches. Yeah.
I love it.
he's got a kind of like a Chicago-esque Minnesota accent, I think.
I thought he was trying to be Chris Farley there. I wasn't sure which one he was
like,
trying to
the
be.
Bears.
There, so.
Sounds like
the Bears funny.
The Bears.
The Bears. You know, it sucks on next week when me and Nick tell you you're wrong again for not going with us.
Yeah. That's it. Brag about beating Minnesota.
I will. I
We'll
have
brag
no
about
problem.
beating anybody. You put the Jets against us, we'll still brag. It doesn't matter.
I'm
That's a
bragging
good
about
point. I think
beating
you
the
did that
three
last
of
year,
you.
the first 3 weeks. You played
Probably.
the Jets, Jacksonville, and like Houston.
Maybe.
If
Dalvin Cook's
Dak
going to
didn't
be
get hurt, they would have won more games. That's all I got to say.
telling you
true.
guys, you'll be
Nonetheless,
surprised. Dalvin Cook is
so
going to
after the Cowboys win that game, we go to Monday, and on
Uh-huh.
Monday night we got the 2-5 Giants at the 3-4 Chiefs. I think it's safe to say we're all going to take the Chiefs on this one. Is anyone looking Giants' way? Anyone?
No way.
No, but
Well, what's the
way.
status on Patty over there? Is he
He's playing.
play.
They said
he
he's
in
playing.
double still? Or?
He was
No,
able to play last week.
apparently he answered questions right after, and they said if you're in concussion protocol, you're not allowed to do any interviews and whatnot. He was already out there.
3 and 4 is 12.
Yeah, he passed concussion
sounds like
protocol in
Kermit the
game.
Frog.
Here, came with the frog here. Al Michaels, what are you doing there? Yeah,
That's pretty
yeah,
good.
having a Sunday night.
I like your voices, Frank.
Oh man,
Reluctantly, I think Casey's going to win, but it's not going to be an easy win, I don't think. I mean,
it doesn't matter how you win. All we need to do is get a W in this.
Yeah,
this
true.
Sort of
All they need,
test we're doing.
they
here,
need
so.
to get that W.
All right, so Casey across the board. So, gentlemen, those are our
Yeah,
picks.
we'll see.
This is our show. I hope you all had a good time. I enjoyed myself. I love talking Cowboys, so it was fun. Did you guys have a good time tonight, gentlemen?
Solid.
Oh yeah.
Terrible. I'm never coming
Oh,
back.
yeah.
This is all we had to do to not get you to come back?
That's it.
Right them off.
All right. Well, from us here at The Option, thank you. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.
Love you and nobody else.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Wow, that was simultaneous.
Yeah, that was
good.
awesome. That was funny.
3D fucking sound.
That was a good ending.